ring is a team accomplishment.
Right.
And if you happen to have a moment where you're able to share that with your team, that should be discussed. This team was the greatest team, okay? Or that team, you can have those conversations.
Then I would have said, LeBron, why did you leave Cleveland and go to Miami?
Why did you leave?
Chasing rings.
Cleveland!
You're the one who did it. You're the one who ran away. You're the one who put together a super team so that you could win rings. You were the one who were afraid not to win a championship, as great as you were as a player.
I don't know where it started. It's just it's a long conversation, especially when it comes to me individually. It's just so weird. It's so.
Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
It took less than 10 seconds for Rob Parker to lose it. The second he heard what LeBron James said about ring culture, he went on one of the most intense live radio rants you'll ever hear. He didn't hold back, didn't sugarcoat a single word, and at one point it got so wild you'd think they were about to cut his mic. But here's the crazy part. What set Rob Parker off wasn't something LeBron did on the court. It was what he said. Because in one clip from LeBron's own show, Mind the Game, he called ring culture in the NBA weird. That one word flipped a switch in Rob, and honestly, it triggered something in a lot of fans too. Why? Because it wasn't just controversial, it was hypocritical. And once you understand LeBron's history with championships, the real reason this comment hit so hard will make total sense. But to get there, we've got to rewind and unpack why this moment isn't just about Rob Parker yelling. It's about LeBron rewriting his own legacy. LeBron's weird ring culture comment. Let's start with the quote that lit the fuse. In a segment on Mind the Game, LeBron casually questioned why the NBA is so obsessed with championships. He said things like, "I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport. It's just weird to me." And he brought up guys like Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, and Steve Nash, saying they shouldn't be excluded from conversations just because they didn't win rings. Now on paper, that doesn't sound outrageous. In fact, a lot of fans would agree. You don't need a ring to be a great player. Barkley was dominant. Iverson was iconic. Nash has 2 MVPs. But that's not what triggered the reaction. What triggered it was who said it and how much that person has made their own career about rings. LeBron James has built his narrative around winning titles. He left Cleveland to chase rings in Miami. He promised not 1, not 2, not 3. He went back to Cleveland for redemption and won. He moved to LA to build another super team and won again. So for LeBron to now act like rings aren't that important, that's where things got messy, and Rob Parker wasn't having it. But before we break down Rob's full-blown meltdown, we need to talk about how LeBron himself has constantly used rings to shape the GOAT debate. The GOAT claim that changed everything. Let's go back to 2016. Game 7, the block, the comeback. LeBron leads the Cavaliers past a 73-win Warriors team, delivering Cleveland its first championship in 52 years. It's one of the greatest finals moments of all time.
So on the attack, goes for the goal, left-handed, lays it in. Puts up the 3. Smith, alley-oop to James! Wow!
And after the game, LeBron sat down in front of cameras and said something that stunned everyone. That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what I
many
felt.
reasons.
Not one of the greatest, the greatest. And what was he talking about? A championship. A ring. LeBron tied his GOAT status directly to that title. He used it as the ultimate proof. Not scoring titles, not assists, not longevity. That championship. So now, in 2025, when LeBron says ring culture is weird, Rob Parker and millions of fans immediately remembered that quote. Because you can't say, rings don't matter, after using one to crown yourself the GOAT. It doesn't work like that. And this inconsistency is what triggered the next section of our story. Rob Parker's legendary rant. Rob Parker is known for strong opinions, but what he did on Fox Sports Radio's The Odd Couple went beyond heated. It was a full-on detonation. As soon as LeBron's quote was brought up, Rob exploded. "You're the one who left Cleveland to chase rings." You're the one who said, not one, not two, not three. You're the one who keeps leaving to team up with stars for a chance to win rings. He called LeBron a phony. He said he was tired of the excuses.
Not
Listen
five,
to this.
not six.
Is he talking
Not
about
seven.
being a great
And when I
player?
say that,
He's
I
talking
really
about
believe it.
winning rings because that's what he wanted to win. He's such a phony. I'm so tired of hearing this.
And he accused LeBron of trying to rewrite the rules because he knows he can't catch Jordan's 6 rings. The message was loud and clear. You can't spend 15 years chasing rings, then turn around and say, rings don't matter. But Rob wasn't just emotional, he was also surgical. He pointed out how LeBron's career decisions, Miami, Cleveland 2.0, LA, were all driven by ring chasing. He even mocked LeBron's famous quote about winning 7 championships. And he closed it with the most brutal line of all. If LeBron had 8 or 10 rings, do you think he'd be saying this? Of course not. And the thing is, he's not wrong. But what's more interesting is why LeBron would say this now. And to understand that, we've got to look at what LeBron might be trying to protect. The longevity argument and its limits. At this point in his career, LeBron knows one thing for sure. He's not catching Jordan in championships. He has 4. Jordan has 6. And with the Lakers aging and inconsistent, a 5th doesn't seem guaranteed. So what's left? Longevity. LeBron is leaning hard into the idea that playing at a high level into your 40s is what separates him from the rest. He talks about taking care of his body, about his diet, recovery, routines, commitment. And sure, longevity is impressive. Most superstars fall off in their mid-30s. LeBron is still putting up 25-plus points a game at 40. But here's the catch. Longevity isn't the same as dominance. And in the GOAT debate, most fans don't care about who lasted longer. They care about who won more. So if LeBron knows he's behind in rings, and he knows the narrative is slipping away, then maybe this ring culture is weird comment is part of a bigger strategy. Maybe he's trying to change the criteria before it's too late. But changing the rules after the game has already been played, that's not just unfair, it's suspicious. And fans aren't buying it. Why fans feel gaslit by this comment? Let's be honest, no one's saying Charles Barkley or Steve Nash weren't great. They were amazing. But when we talk about the greatest of all time, when we nitpick the top 5, the top 10, accomplishments matter. MVPs, all NBAs, finals records, and yes, championships. And that's not just an NBA thing. Tom Brady is the GOAT in football because he has 7 rings. Serena Williams, rings. Tiger Woods, trophies. Michael Phelps, medals. It's literally how we measure greatness in sports. So when LeBron, of all people, says it's weird to care about rings, fans feel like they're being gaslit, especially when LeBron's entire brand was built on proving he could win championships. Think about it. If rings don't matter, why leave Cleveland? Why form a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh? Why go to LA and recruit Anthony Davis? It's like trying to convince people that the scoreboard doesn't matter after you've spent 20 years trying to win the game. And that brings us to one last uncomfortable truth. LeBron's ring narrative is catching up to him. Whether he meant to or not, LeBron started a war he can't win. Because you can't switch narratives when it's convenient. In 2012, rings were everything. In 2016, they made him the GOAT. In 2025, they're suddenly weird. That kind of flip-flop doesn't just hurt your credibility. It reopens all the debates fans thought were already settled. And this isn't just about LeBron versus Jordan. It's about how we measure greatness in sports. If we throw out rings, what are we left with? Stats? Context? Vibes? Because at the end of the day, sports is about winning. And championships are the one thing you can't fake. It's why no one calls Dan Marino the GOAT. It's why Barkley, Nash, and Iverson, despite their greatness, are always one tier below. It's not hate. It's just how the game is measured. And for LeBron to now act like he never cared about rings, that's not just confusing. To a lot of people, it's insulting. So here's the truth. LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. No one's questioning that. But when he says things like ring culture is weird, he's not just challenging the media, he's challenging the very system he used to define his own greatness. And Rob Parker's reaction? It wasn't just rage. It was the voice of millions of fans who remember what LeBron used to say and see right through what he's saying now. Because greatness can't be redefined every time the scoreboard isn't in your favor. The game already happened, and the numbers, they don't change just because you wish they did.